We're back on the record in, let me see, what is Mr. Andres Garcia, 2023-0D03420. Ms. Talifa from PR Bond, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. I wanted to check on Mr. Garcia. I know he has an outstanding capias for all of those skips back in June of 2022. I just wanted to see if has he still been compliant? Sometimes folks are still compliant with conditions of PR bond, even though the capias is outstanding. So since it's been a minute, I wanted to get an update, please.
Right, Judge, he's been reporting since.
Is he still on the monitor?
You know what, I can check here.
Please check. That's what I'm concerned about. While we're looking at this, Ms. Elizalde, can you tell me if this is a true third?
Judge, true third, no accident.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Talifa, were you able to see any reports from an alcohol monitor?
Yes, Judge, I do see that his account is still active. I'm just trying to get into the report, Judge,
Sure.
to see if he's still testing. And yes, it looks like he's still testing, Judge.
I'm sorry?
It looks like he's still testing on the monitor.
Okay. And he's been doing that even since, I guess, I would think beginning of the year. He's been compliant. We don't have any issues on there.
Correct. I don't see anything, anything unusual, no violations within the last month, Judge. I'm sorry, it's a lengthy report, but within the last month, it looks like he's been testing regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Garcia, he does test, I believe, 4 times a day.
Mm.
And
And we haven't had any issues.
I don't see any issues as far as what I see on his report.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Serrano, well, it's kind of unusual.
Yes. I convinced the judge.
Are you asking me to do something? Because I still have a capias out on him, right?
Yes, Judge, we're asking the court to consider recalling. We'll file a motion to recall the warrant if we may.
Ms. Elizalde, I don't have a motion yet. File your motion, Mr. Serrano. I'm inclined to take this on submission, so I'm just asking Ms. Elizalde if the state has a position at this point.
We'll defer to the court, Judge.
So anticipate, I don't even need the motion. The court is going to recall the capias on Mr. Garcia. I am also going to modify his conditions of PR bond. He's on a portable monitor, Ms. Talifa, is that right? Or is he on an interlock?
He's on the Judge.
I'm sorry?
He's on the portable unit, Judge.
Okay, alrighty. So he is to maintain the portable unit. Does he have a valid driver's license?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either, Judge.
Okay, he may not operate a motor vehicle. Mr. Serrano, and that's period. License, obviously without a license, not supposed to, but even if he gets one, I think Mr. Serrano, you know, that if they decide, you know, they have license, insurance, and they want to drive, they need to come ask the court for permission. He will not have permission to operate a motor vehicle, may not leave El Paso County or change his place of residence without the court's permission. He's reporting once a month, so he can continue reporting in that same manner, subject to testing. I don't know if he has a curfew. Does he have a curfew, Ms. Talifa? Do you see that?
Let me check here. No curfew, Judge.
Yeah, I'm not inclined to put one. Mr. Serrano, that'll be the new PR bond order.
Yes,
And of
Judge.
course, no new offenses. And yeah.
Yes, Judge. I
So-
will notify.
All right, that'll take care of that. So now you can run over here and we can see you in person.
I'm
Ms.
on my way,
Talifa,
Judge.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your assistance
You're
today.
welcome. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye, Mr. Serrano. Thank you, Ms. Elizalde. Who's next?
Page 18, Judge,
Mhm.
in cause number 2022-0D00759, State of Texas versus Dayton Thomas. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state is ready.
Chief Darnell for Dayton Thomas, Your Honor, my apologies for being late. For some reason in my head, this case is so old, I thought it was already done.
Yeah, the name rang a bell with me too. What's the rec on this case?
The
10
record,
deferred.
yes, 10 deferred and AFV credit for time saver modification on one of the charges, dismissal on the rest.
The last time, Eliana, what's his face, Vance, told me that y'all were gonna talk to the complaining witness about dismissing all of the charges related to the complaining witness, and he was just gonna plead on the drug case.
So it was I was not aware of that. 'Cause
Yeah, I
I
have it.
was already considering the fact that the complaining witness's wishes when I offered to dismiss the VPO, the assault family, reduce it to a misdemeanor AFV credit for time served. So he wasn't pleading to felonies on the AFVs or the VP, and I was dismissing the VPO.
Okay, all right, yeah, no, you're right, I'm sorry.
But the thing is, I don't know, so I wasn't present at the last hearing, Judge, but I noticed the reason why it didn't go through. He picked up a DWI and possession.
There's a state judge, that was, yeah, we dealt with that. The DWIs we're still waiting on, and the state jail possession we were still waiting on. The judge, well, Judge, you're here and can speak for yourself, but you did address both those, and you revoked his PR bond and made him pay a new surety portion, is my recollection.
Right. Yeah, I think we were just awaiting if there was going to be some resolution here now. So.
Yeah, all we're waiting on is the state jail drug case that they've already agreed to dismiss.
Okay, so is that, if that's everything, the court was aware of that, Ms. Elizalde, on Mr. Thomas. I just need to know if we have an agreement or not.
Well, sorry, Judge, I can clarify with you, Chief. So you're saying the possession state jail was gonna be declined? Is that what you're saying?
Well, at the time, it was going to be dismissed, which, as I understood it at the time, the office was not willing to decline cases that hadn't come back from DPS yet.
Oh, okay, and then the DWI, we're still waiting on toxicology. What was gonna happen with the DWI? Were you?
That one we're gonna have to deal with. I don't think that was gonna get run into this one. I don't have any notes on that, but it's a misdemeanor DWI, so I don't think.
So the plan is to plea him out here and you will hash out the DWI when it comes through.
Yes, ma'am. The
Okay.
only thing we have to figure out is when can we take care of the state jail drug case that we're still waiting on, that I don't believe has been indicted.
No, and I am emailing with intake. Judge, I'm wondering if the court would reset this maybe like 2 weeks. I'm communicating with intake right now about that state jail. I did not realize that was the agreement, and I'm gonna try to get it declined.
Okay.
Okay.
How about I give you all 30 days on Mr. Thomas? We've been here twice before. So if you're leaning towards an agreement to resolve some of these loose ends, then I don't have a problem giving you all 30 days, okay? Reset for 30 days.
Thank
Did
you,
Mr.
Judge.
Thomas check in?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Darnell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry for my tardiness.
No worries, we'll get you reset. Thank you very much. Who's next?
Page 15, Judge. In cause number 2022-0D05763, State of Texas versus Eric Bernardino Ramirez. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Jim Darnell for Eric Ramirez. We're ready, Your Honor, and I apologize for running late. I was sitting in the courtroom. I thought it was in person.
Pretty soon they will be, Mr. Darnell. These final hearings, we're gonna just start doing them in person, but in any event, thank you. I think, is it on this case where I think there was a filed motion this morning for continuance? Is it?
Yes, we have a murder case set next week. The end of the week is when we pick the jury, and that's sort of where I've been working my way towards being able to try a case. Jeep and I are trying it together, so I've got sort of a crutch, and I don't think we can get ready for two of them that significant back to back.
What, I see it was filed today, so Ms. Elizalde, well, let me ask a couple of things first. What's the rec in this case?
Your Honor, the recommendation is 30 TDC on the continuous, and it's worthy to note that we do expect this to be a trial case.
I think that's probably right at that rec.
Okay. So on the continuance, Ms. Elizalde, what's the state's position?
Your Honor, I am unopposed, and at the last hearing, I believe Jeep was covering. And so I just wanted to let you know, Mr. Darnell, that there are forensic interviews that would need to be viewed in our office. So once you have time, please send me your availability to get that set up, okay?
Okay, I will.
Myrna, and let me ask council as well, do we now have November 3rd available for a special setting?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Darnell, are you available for a special setting on November 3rd?
Your Honor, I don't know. I've got so many settings. I can't tell, and I'm not smart enough to work my phone and my calendar at the same time.
Myrna, what I'm going to ask is we go ahead and do that. Of course, it would be November 2nd and 3rd. And what I will do is back that special setting up with another special setting in February, or at least the first slot I can get you in 2024 for a special setting, okay?
That'll work.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'll go ahead and grant that continuance and get your reset accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Who's next?
Judge, those are the end for the morning one. The only one still missing from the final plea deadlines is page 12 with Mr. Wyatt Derrick on the court. Mr. Avelar is representing that, and he's running late also.